Hi everyone, this is Safira again, and today we're gonna continue watching Fugou Keiji Balance Unlimited episode 5. And I'm really excited about this episode because since I followed the official Twitter account of Fugou Keiji, and according to them, we're going to have a real case this time, and we're going to see the usual Daisuke in terms of his appearance, not like the soft Daisuke like the previous episode. And oh, I also wanted to talk a little bit about this situation on anime Twitter last week. It was really fun. I mean, a lot of people in FKBU fandom just went crazy over Daisuke with his hair down. It was really amusing to see a lot of people just went head over heels over Daisuke. I mean, come on, who doesn't? Like, here's Kambe Daisuke. And it didn't really stay within the Fugou Keiji fandom only, it already spread like wildfire into the whole anime Twitter. Even Haikyuu fandom also got the hype, and everyone was just welcoming Daisuke into the club alongside with Kageyama from Haikyuu and also Haru from Free because of his appearance with his hair down. That was really cute and adorable at the same time, and it was really a fun time to be around in anime Twitter last week. So now we're just going to dive straight into this week's episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can click on that red button, and if you want to, you can click on the like button as well. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Who is this girl? She's really pretty. Our rascal. I mean, both of them kinda is. I miss him. I forgot his name, but holy shit! Wow! I feel really attacked right now. Daisuke, you are incredibly beautiful and hot, and at the same time, I want to love you forever. Like, I literally can. Oh, please, sir. She is really cute. I love her outfit. Hey, that's kind of rude. Well, you're kind of true. Oh, poor her. If that's Daisuke, I will throw hands. Like, it's really him. What the heck? Wow. Me too. Wow. Daisuke. He's beautiful. Switch packages is never a great sign. It's gonna be nightmare. It's gonna be trouble. What is that? So he's real. He is here for business. Ah. Yeah? That's kind of surprising. I mean, they're just playing around outside. Hey, you don't have to be that rude. Wait, wasn't that man the one who worked in the Kambe household? Or am I just tripping?
どうした申し訳ありませんが、お二人にはこれより安全な場所へ移っていただきます。こちらへ。
Why? I feel like there's something to do with that tiny case before in the kitchen. What the freak? What? Holy shit, that is really cool. Wow. That is kind of rude, but I kind of get it though. I mean, it's not his business anymore, and they're in a professional condition, so it's kind of understandable. Oh, that is the same seal as the old man from outside the building. That name itself makes me really uncomfortable. A panic room? Oh wow. Daisuke in that suit! Dang it! Who is that man? That girl is totally moved. I am absolutely in love with this man. Dang it! Woo! Girl! Women! Oh wow! I love her so much. Is that the detonator for the bomb? I believe Kami realizes something. The same necklace with the man. Oh shoot. Kami is really such a mood. Oh wow, they only got 4 minutes left. It's not a bomb. I love that he was... It's being really honest here. I don't know if that is important considering that they're an AI, but it's just really cute, okay? Suzu! Holy shit! Wait no shit! What? That? I need to talk about that later. Wow! Here comes! That sounds kind of pervy though. Well, it is! Suzu, oh my... Wow! Girl, woman! She's really beautiful. I love her so much. Oh. Wow. That is really interesting. Oh. I didn't expect that at all. Well, so that was Fugou Keiji Balance Unlimited episode 5, and I'm thoroughly enjoyed this episode because we're finally back on track with the actual plotline of this anime, because I feel like the first 4 episodes only served as a very long introduction. Yeah, you can kind of feel it like that. And I also love that the whole gang is finally here again. This might be really embarrassing, but I already forgot the other cast beside Daisuke, Haru, and Suzue. And the Kambe household grandmother. Like, because it's been a while, and it's kind of understandable, right? Yeah, I'm just really glad that we finally had the whole gang back. And since we're now back in track with the actual plotline, I'm really relieved that we're slowly unpacked a lot of things, a lot of questions that's been on our mind since the very first episode. And one of them being why Daisuke actually chose this specific division and why he worked there. I mean, it kind of hinted in the previous episode when Haru asked Daisuke why he chose their division. And from Haru's point of view, from his perspective, this might be just a child's play for Daisuke, the actual heir of the Kanbei group. That's like one of the biggest questions that we had with this anime, and I feel like one of the reasons why Daisuke chose to work in this division was to prove something. I don't know what that is. And the person that he needed to get approval was the old man with the glasses in the division. I don't remember his exact name, but in this episode they called him Cho-san. So the reason why I thought that Daisuke wanted his approval, because first in the very beginning of this episode, when Cho-san asked to be on the mission, and they show us the point of view of Daisuke when the chief actually said no because it is close to Cho-san's retirement, and that was one hint. And then at the end of the mission, at the end of this episode, again they showed us Daisuke's point of view while looking at Cho-san when they were talking about the technology that used in this case, and the look on Daisuke's face was really interesting to analyze. And yeah, that was another hint. Another interesting part from this episode was the fact that Daisuke said he wasn't going to be the one who succeed as the head of the Kambe's family, and it could only mean two things, at least from what I've perceived so far. The first one, he actually doesn't want to succeed, or he wasn't worthy enough to be the one who succeed as the head of the family, and that's why he wanted to prove it by working as a police officer. That might be the case. I'm not sure which one. And then the most interesting part, the most interesting information that we could get from this episode was the fact that there are things that even Kanbei Daisuke himself couldn't get access into. I mean, it is one thing if Hughes couldn't get the information because of the lack of data and so on, but this one, they specifically said that Kanbei Daisuke were not authorized to access the information, and that was the blueprint of the initiator, the technology that used in this episode. And that was really interesting because the moment Daisuke heard that fact from Hughes, he was really surprised and kind of taken aback by that information. And at the end of this episode, when they were talking about this initiator, and then Cho-san said that this technology could belong to the Mizuo technology group, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he said Mizuo Future Technologies, and that was really interesting because Daisuke said that this specific technology was made by his own company, but Chosun said another company. So I think I kind of connected the dots, but I also feel like I didn't connect any shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel kind of bad for Suzue because she got into an accident before, but knowing the reason might be she avoided a crossing cat. That was really adorable, and I just love Suzue so much. I love everyone in this series. Oh, also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the work ethic in this series. That man with the glasses, he didn't have to pop off like that. I mean, yes, Haru technically is not working in your division anymore, but you kind of have to give respect to another people, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I also kind of understand why the whole division act like that towards Haru, because in that situation, Haru didn't have the authority to meddle into this division's business, and that's why they kind of pop off like that. And I totally understand that, but I don't know, the way they convey those messages was kind of rude in my eyes, and I feel kind of bad for her. I totally feel bad for him. And yeah, so the total cost for this week's episode is 317 million yen. That's a lot of money. And the cheapest item in this episode is the tailored tuxedo that Daisuke wore in the meeting, and it cost 1.5 million yen. That's a lot of money for a suit. So yeah, that summarized my thought about this week's episode of Fugou Keiji Balance Unlimited, and I'm looking forward to the storyline and other cases that lies upon me. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can click on that red button below me, and if you like this video, you can also click on that like button. If you dislike the video, you can also click on that dislike button. That's why they're here, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.